Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am going to be experimenting a little bit here in my garden. I've already done a few of these, but I'm going to do what's called as winter sowing. So basically I'm going to sow seeds now in the winter and let them grow throughout the rest of the season into the spring, and then I will hopefully have hardy, healthy seedlings to be able to plant out in the spring, and then have a much earlier yield on vegetables, earlier blooms for flowers, etc. So I was already going to do this anyway. I've already done a few of them, and so I thought I'd kind of bring you through the process of how I do it. So the whole concept, hold on, let me show you. This is one that I've already completed. So in this, I sowed pink alyssum. So the whole concept of this is to take some sort of winter plastic container, poke drainage holes in the bottom, a vent hole in the top, like I've done here. Milk jugs are like traditional for this method, so works pretty well because it has a vent hole already. Poke some holes in the bottom with a knife, and then what you do is you cut a top open, like where it has a hinge, so don't cut all the way through. So put your seeds, your dirt in here, water it one time, and then you close it, and then you just tape it back together. And then as the rain falls, or snow in some areas, definitely not here in Florida, it will water it naturally. It works as a little mini greenhouse, keeps the moisture in, the warmth in, the sun can penetrate the bottle. But at the end of the season, because they've been exposed to the elements, you don't have to harden off your seedlings. So this actually has already sprouted. So at the end, I'll show you the few that I've already done, but I thought I would show you the process of how to do some and a couple more seeds that I'm gonna sow. So let me show you what I have. So for your winter sowing, you're going to need some kind of container. I have a milk jug here, and then I have this olive oil bottle, which I thought I could get something that, because look how tall the bottle is. I could fill it up to here, and a couple seedlings could get a pretty good amount of roots growing in there. But we're going to experiment with the green bottle. Some tape, a garden marker to mark your bottles with, because you don't want to forget what you put in there, and some seeds. So let's see. I don't know what I'm going to put in here. Oh, maybe I have had very poor luck sowing Joe Pye weed, which is a Florida native. I wonder if we can sow this in this method. Maybe oh wait, do I even have any? I have a few. So let's try a few. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll wait. Some blue-eyed grass. Maybe, I don't know. Let me think about that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have decided to do native blue-eyed grass, which I already have growing out front, but I want more, so we'll try that. And then some different gourds. This is a dipper gourd. So we're going to do both of these, and then as I get more bottles and jugs, I'm gonna sow a few more things, but that's what I have right now, so that's what I'm going to use. So first thing is sharp knife, poke holes in the bottom of whatever container it is that you have. So be very careful. I like to cut myself on accident all the time, so don't cut yourself. Oh, that's easier. You definitely want drainage holes, because since these are going to be closed up and get whatever moisture comes from the rain and whatnot, you don't want any moisture collecting at the bottom. Alright, so for the milk jug, You're going to start about halfway over. You can use a knife or scissors. A knife works a little quicker and easier. Easier until you have no leverage. Okay. Alright, and that should do it. So basically, you have a container with a lid and a hinge. So we'll do this guy. And this one's pretty easy. It just snaps right back in place. Alright, so next thing is to fill them both with soil. So hold on. Okay, so both of these now have soil in it. You want to make sure to tamp it down a little bit, not compress it completely, but the soil will settle. So you want to make sure you do that. And then I think in this one, I'm going to do like an overseeding on the top with the blue-eyed grass. Oh, it's already on the edge of this seed packet. Naturally, blue-eyed grass will just seed and germinate right on the top of the soil. So I want to try and do that same thing with my sowing method. I don't want to bury these seeds, so we're just going to take a little handful and just sprinkle it all on the top. Some people I hear like do more of a method where they make little hole, like divots in the soil and plant little pockets, and some people do a mass planting all on the top of the soil. I chose to do the latter, and then I'm just going to lightly press them into the top of the soil. Like I said, I'm not covering those. And then for this one, I'm going to just put two seeds. Oops. Like maybe I could do 3. I'll do 3. 3 seeds, these are like about 3/4 of an inch long. So about an inch deep into the soil. Cover them up. Okay. This soil's pretty moist because it got rained on. I'm going to close back my container. Like I said, this one will be easy. And you want to make sure to close them pretty well because you don't want the containers drying out, because the whole point of this is to act like a greenhouse, and they keep moisture and heat in. Some people use duct tape. I've been using this packing tape because that's what I have, so we'll see. And then I'm going to mark it right away. So this one we had dipper gourd, and then we're going to take this guy. The milk jugs don't ever go back completely straight. Oh well. Just tape it as best you can. Probably a little excessive, but it's fine. I found I had to cut the sides of these so it lays flat around the handle. Maybe it's just the way I've been cutting the seam. Who knows? But Alrighty, I have determined that I am a horrible videographer and my camera always shuts off. But anyways, so yeah, that is it. We have our 2 bottles here labeled Dipper Gourd, Blue-Eyed Grass. We're going to set these in a place where they can get precipitation here in Florida from the rain. Other places do this a lot where it snows. Either is okay. If you don't have any rain or whatnot in the forecast, you want to just make sure they do stay moist. So if you notice they're looking a little dry, just stick a water hose in them and they should be good to go, and that's it. I mean, there's nothing else you have to do. In the spring, when they are bigger seedlings, open them up and plant them in the garden. So I will also show you the other few that I have done over here. So like I mentioned, this one is Sweet Alyssum, and if you look in there, there are some little seedlings. Alyssum is really easy to germinate anyway, any time of year, so it's kind of just an experiment with this method. This is Status, which is a flower, and I do have germination in there as well. These are about a week old. There's 2 of them, 2 apricot Status. And if you see, this one has far more germination. This one has stayed a little drier for some reason. And this one, I have native tick seed or coreopsis. I don't see any germination in there yet, but that's okay. So this was an experiment. This is another thing you could do, winter sowing. It's saran wrap, and I forgot what I put in here. Oh shoot, I don't remember what seeds are in here. That is why you label stuff, because I do not remember at all. Oh, I think they're beans. I think they're pole beans. I might be wrong. But anyways, we're trying that as an experiment. And then in here is Kentucky pole beans. Just any other container you might have at the store. These last 2 are just experimental purposes only, because I don't know if that's enough root space or growth space for these plants, but I wanted to be able to see what I could recycle. So yeah, that is winter sowing in a nutshell. So I will be posting updates of these winter sowing projects, and I'll fill you in if I do any more. I just thought it would be pretty cool to experiment, and like I said, I like to do things pretty hands-off, and that's as hands-off as you can get, is sow it and forget it. So yeah, so as they grow, I will keep you updated, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye.